Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. I woke up like this, deep divers, all magical and fly, just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency. I feel so much better now. Raising the vibration. I said I feel so much better now, deep divers. Sending you tons of good ass energy. Take that, take that, take that. Hadouken! That good ass energy, deep divers, I'm sending you. Look, let me say a big shout out to everybody out there who's joined the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart Deep Divers. Click the link down below and be inspired. And it's finally here, deep divers. Go and get the brand new book, Feel Alive 2. Unlock Your Infinite Power by Ralph Smart. There's secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. Now available on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Deep divers, click the link down below. You're going to love it. So, deep divers, let's talk about this fiery Trump and Zelensky argument. Did you see the news clips floating around, deep divers? Like, even the cat down the road was amazed. Okay? It's like an episode of South Park. What's going on? But deep divers, we're deep divers, right? Things they're not telling you about this fiery exchange between Trump and Zelensky. This information right here is going to blow your mind and help you become your greatest version, because everything I talk about is ultimately here to help us all become our greatest versions. Deep divers, hit that like button right now if you support The Real. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button right now if you support The Real, because we got a whole lot to talk about. Look, if you are watching this video, this is your confirmation. So much good is coming your way. If you're ready to receive it, just say thank you. Now, deep divers, it's like since President Trump, went into the Oval Office, he's really like just creating like headlines, right? Big headlines. And he met with Zelensky and they were just like arguing back and forth. I was like, what? This is crazy. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? So, deep divers, let's talk about the fiery Trump-Zelensky argument. Things they're not telling you. So I'll play you the news report, then I'll play you the argument, then I'm going to tell you everything they're not telling you. Deep divers, get ready for this.
CNN's Caitlin Collins was in the Oval Office for this meeting. Caitlin, it's hard to imagine a scenario in which this could have gone worse. This seems to be a dream come true for Vladimir Putin.
Well, it's not an overstatement for sure to say that it is one of the most astonishing moments that we have ever seen happen inside the Oval Office, between these world leaders essentially shouting at one another by the end of this, devolving into, at points, Trump and Vance berating Zelensky for saying that he was not being grateful enough for the aid that the United States has provided to Ukraine, and Zelensky arguing back that they do not understand Putin, essentially, that he will violate any agreement if the proper guarantees aren't in place. That seemed to particularly incense Trump, as he was saying, don't tell us what we're going to feel. Zelensky has been arguing that Putin will not stop with Ukraine, that he will go on to other Eastern European nations, including Poland, as he made the argument there. And Trump was essentially pushing back on that and telling Zelensky that he had no cards and that he needed to make a deal. And at one point, I think the most striking line from that could foreshadow what the rest of these talks are going to look like, what this press conference could look like if we still see these world leaders come out where they were supposed to sign that deal, is the president said to Zelensky, you either make a deal or we are out. Now, that comes after 40 minutes before this exchange happened, where the president was talking about how he wasn't ready to make security guarantees yet. He said the United States would still send some weaponry to Ukraine. Questions going back and forth about how a deal would hold, how a minerals deal would be carried out. All of that was essentially wiped away by those last 10 minutes that were so incredibly heated there in the Oval Office, and essentially ended with Vance saying that this is not something that should be litigated in front of the press, the many press who were inside that room. Trump saying that he thought it was actually good that it was playing out. And I asked Trump as we were leaving, can the two of you still negotiate given what we just watched that left everyone else in the room silent? He told me, quote, "We'll see." But just to give you a sense of how much things broke down, look at this picture of the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States. She has been the ambassador to the U.S., I should note, since 2021, since before Russia invaded Ukraine. She had her head in her hands at one point when I looked around the room and was just looking at all of the officials here. Secretary of State Rubio, Treasury Secretary Bessent, the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, the Commerce Secretary, they were all in the room, and the Ukrainian officials as well, watching this play out and raising real questions about what the two leaders here are going to be able to get done behind the scenes. This is the photo of the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States as they were just shouting at one another between the three of them in an incredibly remarkable moment.
An incredibly remarkable moment, right? Because a lot of people can't believe this is happening. That two world leaders are like just arguing in the Oval Office. Now, deep divers, we're deep divers, right? I always tell you, you're in a matrix. And when I take a look at what's going on with this situation, it reminds me of what Shakespeare said. The whole world is a stage. The whole world is a stage, right? So deep divers, it's time to focus on yourself because once again, storms are brewing in the matrix. There is talk of World War III. Because let me actually just play you the argument, deep divers, and I'm going to break everything down, okay? Take a look at this. Take a look and take a listen to this. This is Trump and Zelensky going at each other in the Oval Office.
He broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
Playing cards.
Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. you have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
you
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
Yes. What about
if you didn't have our military equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long.
So a lot of people are stunned. A lot of people are shocked to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening, right? They're recording this. They're going back and forth. Even the cat down the road was saying it's like an episode of South Park, Ralph. I'm like, absolutely, cat down the road. It's really bonkers, right? So this fiery Trump-Zelensky argument, things they're not telling you. Let's break it down, deep divers. So first and foremost, we know the war with Russia and Ukraine, right, has been happening for a few years now. And the US they've sent billions, right? Over $350 billion of ammunition, tanks, and all of that stuff to Ukraine. And Trump is wanting Zelensky to sign this mineral deal where the US will get 50% because the Ukraine has a lot of resources, titanium, all of these minerals that you need to make this technology, especially electric vehicles, right? And then you have Elon Musk. We'll talk about that later. So Zelensky is like, oh, actually, I don't want to sign this, right? So Zelensky is not realizing that Trump doesn't care at all. And Zelensky thought that America was just going to give them billions upon billions, not realizing that America doesn't give you anything for free. It wants you to pay it back with interest. And that's why Zelensky is now waking up to this mineral deal like, oh my gosh, what have we done, right? And Putin is there laughing like, oh my gosh, look. So the whole world is a stage, deep divers. At the same time, it's very real in the Matrix for a lot of people. And that's the reason why we're in a time right now where you don't want to choose sides. You want to choose yourself. Slow motion this side. Because like Trump said, they're gambling with World War III. Don't think that World War III won't happen. The Freemason Albert Pike spoke about it. You see, it's World War I, World War II. There's always three. And World War III could kick off at any time. People don't know how serious this is. And that's why I always tell you, deep divers, make sure you are choosing love over fear. Make sure you are choosing peace over war. Tupac Shakur said, they've got money for war, but they can't feed the poor. 350 billion goes on war. At the same time, there's homeless people in LA. What's going on? All over the world, there's starvation. But when it comes to fighting and war and bloodshed and killing these soldiers, they've got so much money. War is a business. That's what they're not telling you. Because war, someone is profiting off war. War is a business. And that's the reason why it's such a dirty game. And I wrote down this, deep divers. The only way out is in. Lead yourself out of the matrix and be free. Nobody is coming to save you. Slow motion this side. Let me read it again, deep divers, okay? The only way out is in. Lead yourself out of the matrix and be free. Nobody is coming to save you. The great Krishnamurti said, have you ever wondered why we have leaders? He also said, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. These are your leaders, going back and forth like an episode of South Park. And you've got to lead yourself out of Babylon. You've got to lead yourself out of the matrix. Because, you see, tensions are brewing. And you've got to remind yourself right now, it is time to transcend. And that's the 5th stage of spiritual awakening. Go and watch my new video on spiritual awakening, deep divers. It's transcendence. Okay? And transcending the matrix. Everything out there is a distraction. And that's why I told you, deep divers, focus on yourself, because the whole world is a stage. Once again, the world is skating on thin ice because of ego, greed. And that's the reason why every single day, become the change that you wish to see in the world. That's why I spread love. I do a little samba, baby. I raise the frequency. That's the solution. You know what the solution to war is, deep divers? Finding peace within yourself. When you have chaos inside of you, chaos will spill outside of you. So if you want peace in the world, start finding peace inside of yourself. But I had to play you that, deep divers, because it's very important what's happening with Russia, Ukraine, the US. They're gambling with World War III. I told you, we're in a time right now where you want to protect your energy. Because so much is in the pipeline. Make sure you're protecting your family. Make sure every single day you are going within and focusing on yourself. Don't get caught up in choosing sides. Lead yourself and you'll be as right as rain. I want all of you right now to hit that like button if you support The Real, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support The Real, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Also, join the new Ralph Smart Patreon page for all new exclusive content that's going to help you become your greatest version. Patreon.com/Ralph Smart Deep Divers. Click the link down below and be inspired. And go and get the brand new book, Deep Divers, Feel Alive 2. Unlock Your Infinite Power by Ralph Smart, the secret recipe to becoming your greatest version. Now available on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Deep Divers, you're going to love it. Also, make sure you go and get the Good Ass Prana shirts. All new designs for men, women, children, even cats down the road at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing, well, go and buy some. And if you want a one-to-one consultation with me so I can help you become your greatest version, make sure you book it at ralphsmart.com/one-to-one sessions. Deep divers. Choose love, not war. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Let's breathe, deep divers. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. War, yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Even the cat down the road is singing along, deep divers. Even the cat down the road is singing along. Isn't it beautiful? It's so beautiful when you choose love over war. Yes. Yes. Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Let's go again. Peace. That's what we need in the world, deep divers. Let's go one more time. Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. Yo! Once again, deep divers, make sure all of you right now, if you're ready for peace in the world, hit that like button if you support The Real. Share this video, subscribe to the channel. Once again, hit that like button right now if you support The Real, and leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation. One love, peace.
Wow.